It's 7:44 at KNEB, and News Extra is next, and brought to you today by the folks at Shaw Funeral. Here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. Our guest today is Region 22 Emergency Management Director Jerry Bretthauer, and we're going to talk about Severe Weather Awareness Week. It's coming up March 19th through March 23rd. So, Jerry, you're going to be a pretty busy guy over the next week. I guess the first thing, Severe Weather Awareness Week, the governor signed the proclamation just the other day, and so people need to at least start thinking about it. I know it's difficult with the way the weather's been here lately, but they need to start thinking about what they're going to do in cases of tornado or severe weather, right?
We sure do. Severe Weather Awareness Week is a nationwide program put out by the National Weather Service. And we need to start thinking about what are we going to do if there's a tornado here. We just had one go through a local trailer park, so we are not immune from tornadoes. Tornadoes can occur day, night, any month. The peak times seem to be around June to mid-August for our area. And if you guys ever take a look at the weather channels on television, a lot of times they show that there's an area in southeast United States that is having all of the most current and violent tornadoes. If you look at a 5-year projection map of that circle of tornadoes is slowly moving in our direction. So I'm really worried about that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've had the tornado that devastated the Wagon Wheel Trailer Park here recently, just a couple of years ago, and so we need to be aware of it. We get a lot of hailstorms as well. So, with that in mind, the annual Severe Weather Spotter Training is coming up this Tuesday.
Right. One of our ways of preparing for these tornadoes is to make sure that all of our severe weather spotters and new severe weather spotters are trained. So what we do is have a meteorologist from the National Weather Service from Cheyenne, Wyoming come over, and it's John Griffith, and we're going to have a weather spotter training Tuesday, March 20th between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. and I ask that you show up about an hour early so we can get you registered and you'll get a certificate at the end. Anybody can come. Even if they're not a weather spotter now, you will be one when we get done. You'll get a certificate. Last year we had about 300 people go through the training, and this year we're going to have it at Western Nebraska Community College at the Harms Advanced Technology Center, which is at 2620 College Park Road in Scottsbluff. We ask that you enter through the east door and go to room A108, which is also called the Plex. And there's plenty of parking around there, so we'll be glad to see you.
All right. And all interested persons are welcome, especially those in certain areas, law enforcement, fire services, those type of things.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that we get people from the rural areas, because a lot of times the law enforcement and the fire people are only in your urban areas, and so we need people out in the rural areas. And that's one of our main desires, is to get people all over Scottsbluff and Banner counties in the rural areas to come to this training.
All right. So very important, and once again, that's this coming Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. over at the Harms Advanced Technology Center, and John Griffith does a wonderful job of presenting the whole scenario.
Yes, he does. He's been doing it ever since I've been involved with spotters.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next date we need to be aware of is Mock Tornado Warning Day, and that's coming up just the day after on Wednesday, March 21st.
Yes, and I just found out yesterday that they have set the time for Nebraska to do this mock tornado warning, and that is at 9:30 in the morning. So if you're at a school or a business that wants to do a tornado training in your organization, and you want to coordinate it with the actual mock tornado warning day, set that for 9:30. on Wednesday, March 21st.
And we encourage as many businesses and homes and everybody to schools. Mm-hmm. You need to participate in that and make sure you have, you know exactly what you're going to do in the case of a tornado warning.
Exactly.
And then one of the things you're going to do, obviously, during that time is not only we check to make sure that we're okay as far as broadcasting watches and warnings, but you guys make sure all the sirens are working. And we have a new siren over at Northwood Park right now, right?
Right. A lot of people have a misconception about what the sirens are all about. An outdoor siren is exactly that. It's designed for people that are outside. They are not designed to penetrate your house so you can hear them in your house. A lot of times people turn on their TVs, or they're talking, or they're doing something else in a home that is almost soundproofed sometimes, and they wonder why they didn't hear the siren. It's because they're designed for people that are outside. And this new siren that Kevin's talking about over at Northwood Park was bought with Homeland Security money and installed by the city of Scottsbluff. It's an omnidirectional siren. It's louder than the other sirens we have. It'll reach out farther, and because it doesn't have a rotating mechanical horn on top of it, you're going to hear it no matter what direction you are from it.
There's a reason why you put this new siren in at Northwood Park, because of simply the great commercial area that's there, and there's a lot of homes there, and that's just part of the reason why that's the first place to go.
Yeah, you have a lot of businesses over there that bring in a lot of people to our community to shop, and we thought that that was a primary place to have a good operational loud siren.
All right, and there's some other areas. Hopefully we can get that type of siren in at other areas, possibly on down the line, right?
I think there's a plan that's being worked on by the Scottsbluff police chief and fire chief, that they will slowly try to, as money becomes available, try to replace all of them, because all of these other sirens we have around here are called Thunderbolts, and they were installed back in the 1960s for nuclear attacks. So they're getting old, and you can't even buy parts for them. You have to cannibalize old ones to fix the ones we have. So.
Yeah. This is also the day you need to put batteries in your weather alert radios, or maybe think about buying a weather alert radio.
That's one of the best ways of finding out about a tornado inside, is have a weather alert radio. Anytime we have an actual tornado warning or watch, the National Weather Service will activate those weather radios, and you can listen to all the information that you need. You want to realize too that I will not be doing a code red message for a tornado, because by the time I would get down and start working on a message and input all the information that has to be put into the code red system, the tornado would be here and gone already.
All right, so you just have to make sure you got that weather alert radio, or be tuning to KNEB. Have some way to be listening to what's going on.
You bet.
One other quick note: Military recently put a siren in there, a new siren in there, and Lisco. Did you say Lisco? Lisco didn't even have a siren until recently.
They don't have one, but with Homeland Security money, we're going to put one in from the 2012 Homeland Security budget. And Military got theirs through an agricultural grant that had nothing to do with Homeland Security money.
All right, so Military's got theirs already in.
Yes.
Lisco, when does Lisco get theirs?
As soon as we get the 2012 work plan accepted by the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency, and then we have to make sure that Scottsbluff County has the money available, then they can start working on ordering and installing their siren.
They going to have one in this year?
I sure hope so, but it'll probably not get in until after tornado season.
No. Okay, so what do people do in those communities, those smaller communities, when they don't have a siren?
Well, they probably do a lot of word of mouth and yelling towards each other and calling each other on the phone if they see something.
Yeah, that's not good. So hopefully we get those.
Well,
are there any other communities that don't have sirens?
Well, there's some up in western Nebraska. A couple of real small towns have populations in the 30s, but I can't even remember. I think one of them might be Sunol.
Yeah, Sunol's over along the interstate. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully some of those communities will find a way to get some sirens, because it's going to be pretty tough, especially a community like Lisco is large enough. You know, they definitely need a siren. No question about it. All right, so hopefully everything will work out on Wednesday. You're anticipating all the sirens will work, right?
That's what's supposed to happen. If some of them malfunction or anything, that is the time for us to go out and find out what's wrong, so that they are ready for an actual tornado.
Give the comm center a call if you can't hear the siren in your neighborhood.
No, don't call the comm
comm
center.
center.
If we have everybody call the comm center, they'll be inundated by calls, and they don't have the staff to handle every call because somebody didn't hear the siren.
All right. So if people don't think the siren is operating properly, what do?
We send out police and fire personnel to each siren to listen, and then if it does not work correctly, then they report that to me, and then we get somebody to work on them.
All right.
Okay. But we appreciate the offer. You can't imagine how many calls.
How many calls I get at the comm center? All right. Well, okay. We'll give Ray a break over there.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.